Hi, it's Matt here from Go Green Auto. So this is my Tesla Model S. It's a 2014 85 kilowatt hour, so 8 years old now, and it's actually done 112,000 miles. So a common issue on these is the wiper arm, well, the wiper linkage assembly wears, and the wiper arms end up hitting the underside of the bonnet. And these have got aluminium panels, so the aluminium bonnet is quite soft, and if left it can end up wearing a chunk out. This one isn't doing it yet, but it's getting awfully close. So in this video I'm going to change that wiper assembly. So all cars sort of have their common issues, and on Tesla Model S's the common issues on these are the door handles break and wear, because there's a lot of moving parts in there, a lot of sensors. They aren't just a handle. That isn't a mechanical linkage, it's all electronic. And those tend to need replacing quite often. They have improved the design, so if you buy a new one you do get a completely different handle to what you get on the older cars. And the other common issue is these wiper assemblies wearing. So obviously all mechanical issues. There's a lot less moving parts on an electric vehicle than there are on a combustion engine vehicle, but EV still do have their common issues. And when you're looking at mechanical wear and tear, obviously when you get to this sort of mileage you're going to expect to replace a few items. But that said, these do wear out prematurely. Obviously you wouldn't be changing a wiper assembly at 112,000 miles. But anyway, the part is quite reasonable. It's quite a big unit. It's obviously the whole linkage assembly and the motor. But this was only £155 including VAT from Tesla, so quite a reasonable price for what it is. They're obviously selling a lot of them because they are wearing out, and it's much cheaper than you would pay with other traditional OEMs, I'm sure, because I've seen what they're charging for many bits and it's just eye-watering. So I don't feel too bad that 112,000 miles got to replace this. And actually this would actually last much longer. It's getting very close and I don't want it to damage the bonnet. So as to what parts wear, I'm not sure. I haven't done one of these. I haven't seen one where it's worn. I'm just going from what I've seen on the internet. But I'm assuming it's the bushing inside here. I know it's a bushing somewhere that wears, so I'm assuming it's this, and it allows additional play this way. So it's pushing the wiper arms up onto the underside of the bonnet. And from what I've read previously, you can't change these bushes. It's very difficult to get in there. You'd have to fabricate something yourself, so no point messing around. For what this has cost, 129 quid plus VAT, I might as well just change the whole thing. So the way to tell whether yours has got this issue is you will see wear here on the top of the wiper arm, and as you can see that is just starting to wear, and then at the bottom of the bonnet there you'll see two little nicks, so that is just starting to touch that when the wipers operate. I have seen examples where this is like a 1-inch cutout where people have obviously left it too long and it does start wearing away the aluminium lip there on the bonnet. So I've caught this one in time. Nothing is visible from the outside and that edge is still fine, but if I left that much longer obviously it's going to start wearing this bonnet away. So I've never actually changed one of these before, so this video isn't going to be a step-by-step guide how to change it, because this is going to be my first time doing this job. But I will film it as I go and then do a little review at the end of the steps needed to change this. So yeah, let's get this frunk out and get cracking. Well, obviously not quite so simple on these older models. I've watched videos of people changing this on newer ones and it's all quite accessible, but on this 2014 vehicle it really is buried. You can hardly even see the wiper linkage. It's up under there behind your brake fluid reservoir and your washer bottle. Yeah, that is really buried. So these little tools are handy things to have. A wiper arm remover, I'm not sure whether that's focusing, yeah, I only use this every few years, very occasionally, but very handy thing to have in your toolbox. They're a godsend when you want to get those wiper blades off rather than trying to lever it with tyre levers and screwdrivers. This just makes it a much easier job, and you're not going to chip the windscreen or scratch any bodywork. And they only cost about £10 to £15 off Amazon or Halfords. So yeah, definitely worth having one of these in your toolbox if you work on your cars occasionally. So that one came off nice and easily, but on the Model S there just isn't enough room to get this tool in because the bonnet's in the way. Ideally you want to get the tool in there, but you can't do it from there, you can't do it from up here. So yeah, no good in this case. I'm going to have to resort to trying to lever it off. So even though I couldn't use the thumb screw, I still could use the tool. I could put that on the round the little shaft there, and rather than the thumb screw I just used a lever in there, so the base of this was still doing the work. So very handy tool to have. So next I've got to remove this bit of trim just by taking all the clips out and yeah, get all that out, and that will just give a bit more access to the wiper assembly. And then I've probably got to take this cross member out as well. So with that trim off, you can now see the wiper linkage assembly, so it's looking much better. When that's off, it gives you the access behind these bottles, which looked like it was impossible beforehand. So there's a bolt there, a bolt here, there's obviously going to be a bolt up there or two. So because the motor hangs out this end, then clearly going to have to take this support arm out as well. And that's going to be a bit awkward getting up in there, but anyway, yeah, it's looking a lot better now. So a quick update. Obviously looking at your new assembly, you can see that there are only 3 mounting bolts, so that's nice and easy to get out. However, it won't come out because of this cross member here. Getting that out is very easy. 2 bolts up there, 1 bolt at the top. To get that bolt out, it's just a 13mm spanner, and having a spanner like that makes it so much easier. However, it is then fixed there on the top of the coolant bottle there, and trying to work out what that fixing was underneath is really awkward because these air conditioning hoses are in the way, and I've had my camera under there trying to film it because I just couldn't feel what was on the end. But turns out it is just a 10mm bolt, but that was quite awkward to get to. But anyway, standing in the front here and getting a socket with that medium extension on does it. But I did struggle until I actually stood up there, and then I could just see the corner of the bolt. But trying to do it with my mobile down there filming it, I took many goes before I worked out what that was. But anyway, once you get that out, you can then take that out, and then your motor is going to lift out nice and easily. I need 2 hands to do it because I haven't yet disconnected it. But it is a relatively simple job actually, and you don't need many tools. You just need a socket set, because you need 10mm, 13mm, and yeah, that's all I've used. And then I've got a 17 as well, and a 17mm ratchet head spanner is also quite handy. and a flat blade screwdriver just to take these little plastic trim clips out, and that's the only tools I've used really. Oh, and obviously my wiper arm releasing tool, they're very handy. So yeah, the job isn't as difficult as it looks. Certainly if you've got those tools you could do it yourself. It doesn't need to go into a garage to do it, and if I was to do this job again I could probably do it in about 30 minutes all in. But anyway, let's get that out, get the new one back in. I won't need to film putting it all back in because it's just the reverse and actually much easier than it looked. I'm going to clean along the bottom of the windscreen because the plastic panel that sits in here clips down in there, so I'm going to give that a really good clean because that's got years worth of grit in there, and then put it all back together. So this one's the original motor, that one's the new one. So they are both the same manufacturer, but if I look at this original one, there is a date there of 2014, so clearly this hasn't been changed yet. This is the one that was put in the car from the factory. The Tesla part number's the same on both, 102869900C. However, the manufacturer's part number has changed, but the motor part number is the same. But interestingly, there's a sticker here with the noise test. The original one has got HS and lower, so I'm assuming that's high speed and low speed. It's 43 decibels high speed, 48 decibels low speed. But if we look at the new one, it's 47 decibels and 43 decibels. So considerably quieter. So that will be nice. But the rest of it looks exactly the same. So whether this new assembly is going to have better bushing in there, I don't know. I doubt it. But anyway, that's lasted 8 years. So I'm going to get this put in now. So that's pretty much all back together now. The awkward thing again was getting that bolt up underneath the reservoir bottle there into this aluminium tube. Very awkward again, but anyway, the rest of it was all pretty straightforward. So I've put the trim back on. I'm just about to put the wiper arms back. They just push down onto spline and then put the nut up. The thing you've got to note though is there are little marks here on the windscreen which show you the park position. So the passenger side here has got the right angle there, so you put your wiper blade there and that gets you your right position, and then again your driver's side, you've got a mark there. You've probably got a mark this side of the screen. Yes, you've got a mark here as well. So that's how you line those up, screw them back down, and then it's pretty much done. So the wiper arms are now bolted on, so I haven't put all the other trim on, but what I'm going to do now is shut the bonnet and try it and see whether that gap there is any better. So looking down here now, that is noticeably better. Before, that arm was up against the bonnet and I can feel the two little notches there, and now there looks to be about a 3 or 4 millimeter gap. So yes, it is much better. The wiper arms are also set much lower now, so they might be too low. I need to wet the screen and wipe it a few times and see where they actually park, but they were more across the VIN plate here, so yeah, it is looking better already, because before that arm was touching there and there's the two little notches, so you know that's almost a centimetre lower at that point. So yeah, they're working fine. One other thing to note, I'm going to change the washer nozzles as well, so that's another video you might want to check out on the channel, because these original ones have 2 jets, yet the newer cars have a fan jet, so I'm going to do that job today as well, but that's a separate video. But yeah, no knocking, not that I could really hear it before. They're not noticeably any quieter either, but I'm happy with that. And I've got an exclamation mark up there because my windscreen washer fluid is low. And if I look down there, I'm not sure whether the camera's at the right angle, but there is a noticeable gap now between the top of the wiper arm and the bonnet. So yeah, job well done, so I'm happy with that. So yeah, I've probably caught that just in time, so there's no further damage to that bonnet. So that's it for this video. If you found this useful, please do click the thumbs up button on YouTube. That really does help other people find the channel. And I'll see you on the next video.